Hi there, this is Original Samson. In this episode, we're going to cover the ship and each ship that you have, and then the layout and what that means and how to unlock those layouts. So I'm going to take my frigate, my standard T1 frigate here, and you're going to see that I have loadouts that are available. I don't have locks on them. You may, when you're looking at your screen, you may have locks. The locks are based on the pilot licensing level of the ship and the tier that you have done. So initially, you'll probably have one or two of these locked, and a couple, maybe one in here locked. And by taking the licenses, by doing the research first for the pilot ship that you want to fly, and then taking the license test and passing it, you will unlock slots to then put more items, to put more devices and components in. On the far right here are your weapon slots. They're always dedicated for that. You won't be able to use them for anything else. And then right here, these next three on this ship, cruisers and battleships get a little bit more components, but we'll talk about it in a second. These are your devices. Devices are active modules that you will use in space. You will turn them on. They will become unavailable to you if you don't have enough energy. But these three here, in addition to these, will be the ones that you actively use or monitor while you're fighting and doing PvE and just flying around. And then this little box grid here is for components, and there can be multiple in here depending on the ship you have. Components are passive, so they still function, but they function in a passive capacity where you don't have to do anything with them. They're active, and they give you the bonus of whatever they are. So I'm going to go through here and start loading it out so I can kind of talk through this and let you see this. As I do this, my power and my processor, and just think of this as like CPU processing, and then my power of how much energy I have or power I have for the system to run. Here are my numbers, and these numbers change. Numbers change per ship, and they change by doing the research under the core research in your research area. The more you do in these areas, the more they're increased. If you don't have enough power and space, you sometimes have to rely on using your components to put passive energy in there to give you that extra boost so that you can fit things here. It feels inadequate. It feels like you're putting the wrong thing in. But sometimes you have to do that just to get away with flying until you can get better equipped and get it licensed up and to unlock more and to get your research going. So everybody kind of starts in the same boat, and that should be a focus, is to get some of your core stuff up. But let's go ahead and put some in. As I click on it, it's going to give me my options. So I don't even have the option to go pick devices and components. So you're literally blocked. Now I have the option to pick missiles, lasers, and blasters, in railguns here. But my ship has specific bonuses. So let's take a look at this. My ship gets a bonus from laser cooldown. Okay, so because of these bonuses that I get on this ship, I want to follow that to get the best out of the ship. It's not that you can't, but by not doing it, I'm putting myself in a disadvantage. If I fight another player using lasers against me, I'm putting myself in a disadvantage because they're going to get bonuses I may not. Now, I may have researched missiles and I maybe have really strong on them and high damage, so maybe I could, fight really well. But in general, when you're fully maxed out and somebody else is, this matters if you're following the type of weapon that's necessary for what the ship offers. So we're going to actually stick with lasers, and the type of laser matters as well. So I have a dual combat here, and I have a dual sniper, and I have single. So you can see it's dual here, and then I have a standard single, and even the image shows it, one versus two. When I click on it, you can see how much this one is going to take by putting the slots in, how much it's going to start adding. But if I go over and do the dual, look how it happens. The dual module, even though it's an S for small type, it's not meant for this type of ship. This ship is not able to even handle one of these. This is more a destroyer class for the dual. So I'm going to need to stay in the single. Okay. So I'm going to go and find combat, and now the quality of my weapons here matters. So I get more damage if I use the green. So I'll just put a couple of them in, and as I add them in here, you'll see that my processor and power is continually going up. The only thing that it'll stop me is if I go over. I cannot go over. So no matter what I do, my goal is to just balance this. And you'll see almost over half now of my entire processor and power is just in my weapons. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into my device area, I'm going to add, and the placement of this doesn't matter to you. Doesn't matter for actual use. It does matter for how you use your fingers and mouse in the game to activate them when you want to use them. So if you're wanting them in a specific order so that you can click through, or you're using one closer and you want to be closer to the weapons, that's something you're gonna have to figure out and get personalized for yourself. So I'm gonna add some shields, some energy, sorry, and then I'm gonna add some shields. So now I've got my energy and my shield recharging. And let's see what else I want. Maybe I want. Let's do this. I'm gonna add I want to add a damage increase. So what's going to happen is if I'm out with my crew, I'm going to be able to up to 30 allies. I'm going to be able to increase everybody's weapons damage. So maybe I could add that. Maybe I can go cloaking. Um, I can set up my ship so I can be cloaked. That's a really cool feature. You can have different devices here to go along, and you basically need to swap these out for the different needs, and you need to save these configurations, and I'll cover that in a second here. I'm finished my device location. I've got my weapons loaded out. Now I'm gonna come over here to my components, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna pick damage boost my lasers. I want to be a little stronger, and these are not particularly like the exact things you mean to be using, but just these are examples of what's available. And I want to, I'm still going to damage module, and I'm now getting very close to being maxed out, so I got to pay attention to this. I can't go above 7. If I pick something that's more than 7, I won't be able to use it. Now I have this one. Now obviously it's missiles, but I could pick this, but I'd be maxed out on power as is. I could not it's okay to be maxed out, but I could not pick something that has 8. I don't know if they have right here. Do we have one that has 8 possibly? Most of it's 7. Most of me, I'm really gonna be a pretty good fit. So I'm gonna put this other one in here. And if you look here, I am 2 away from maxing out, and I'm a little bit better on processor. And don't feel like you're doing it wrong if you have extra space. Like it's not meant to be perfectly typed out, to the exact number each time. So there's my loadout. As if you have ammo already that fits these guns, it will auto load for you. Just be careful when you do that. Make sure that you're using the R-type ammo that you want, because it'll load for you, and you may, if you're not paying attention, you might have 3 different types of ammo, and then you're trying to buy and you can't reload easy. There's some pain points on the ammo part, so just be careful with it. So I'm out of ammo and I don't have any here, so I'm gonna click on this ammo, and I can see here that it's offering me ammo. So I'm gonna, I can use my slider. If I had any, it would let me pick it, but I can do a quick buy, and it'll just like, hey, this weapon takes 120 to fill up. You want to fill it up? Yes, I do. So I'm gonna fill them up here, and they're automatically filling my ammo. Now, if I didn't like this kind, I could swap, and if I had other ammo types here, I could pick them out. I can still do all this if I come over here and just click on something and swap, act like I'm going to change it out. I can come to the mall, and I can go to the ammo section for lasers, and I could buy ammo here. If that wasn't good enough, I could go to the trading post, and I could pick out the colored ammo I want if I want to do, something, and I can filter all that out so I can get the exact what I'm looking for. And now I have my different types I can pick from to use for my gun. So they're the ways you can kind of get to your ammo and put them in. So now I have ammo. You can see my slots now. I'm saying it's 120 across the board, and I'm good to go. So if I liked what I'm doing, then maybe I was doing this for like roaming, and I was scouting for somebody, and I want to make sure that I use this fit every time when I go out. I'm not saying this is a good fit for that, but if I want to use fit, I can go to my config, and right here I have the ability to save it. And then once I've saved it, and let's say I lose this ship and I'm not able to get it back, I have the ability to create another order again and just buy it all back, immediately buy it back, so that I can, if I have the money, the appropriate money, and it's available in the appropriate markets, I can get it back and then get my ship up and running, just like that. So if I wanted to save this, I could save it, and I could go to name, and I could say recon, and it's going to be that, and it's going to tell me a ship, and I hit save. And now I have a recon config saved here. I can even share this with the following people. I can show it the realm. Probably don't want to share people when I'm flying, but I guess my corp, my alliance, our team, or anybody nearby, or just in the station, and then private message somebody. I could send them my config. So maybe they want to use it. Maybe we're doing fleet doctrine that way. So that's one of the ways to do it. And I can always delete it if I didn't like this. It's changed over time. I found better ways. I found somebody to do it a better way. I can delete this. So I can delete this, and it goes away. So that's how this configuration works. So it's weapons, devices, components inside here. And again, to unlock more of them, or to unlock everything that's available, you need to get to the license 5 of the ship type that you're using. So tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, get those all the way to level 5, and then you have all of the spots available that are unlocked. That's not guaranteeing that you get to use them based on your power and processing that's available to you. So make sure you research those up so that you are available to do that. And I'll even go in here and show you where this is quick, because that might throw people off. So for power and processing, processor right here, and reactor is actually your power. It's just labeled as reactor. But these are the two that you want to really get up first. And then this doesn't hurt either. This is your armor capacity. So just understand that this right here, this is affecting every single ship you'll fly. So that's kind of important. It's kind of important. These are some of the three you should really just initially max out from the beginning. I know it's not as fun because you want to get some other things that are fun like weapons and ships unlocked, but these matter to everything you do in game. And without this, and actually, without some of these, you won't be able to unlock other research. You have to get some of these up to certain levels before you can even do that. So just be aware of that. I hope that helped you at least understand how the ship part works and what you're looking for and configuration. And then look at the ship here. See, as I say, it's railguns. My T1 cruiser, there's railguns. So I'm not using lasers at this point on the ship. I need to be using railguns to get the bonuses. And these bonuses stack. These bonuses stack per license level. So just kind of look at that. Pay attention to what ship you're picking out. On every faction line, there are at least one option. There's at least two options for ships, with the exception of destroyer. Destroyer only has one ship per faction. So just be aware of that when you go to when you're playing with your factions and you're trying to figure out what ship that you're interested in. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Appreciate it.